Welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Hannah King and I'm your host today. I'm here with Laura Covault. Welcome, Laura.
Thanks.
So what do you do for a living?
Well, I am a drama and music teacher for various schools in Ventura.
How did you get involved in acting and music?
Well, I guess it started when I was little, and my mom was a dance teacher and she owned a dance studio in the valley, and so my sister and brother and I pretty much grew up in the dance studio, being surrounded by that, and my mother also really loved musicals, so she was always playing musicals, and so my sister and I used to be the different characters, and that's what we used to play, that we were in them all the time. So that's kind of what got me interested initially.
What type of lessons did you take?
Well, of course, I took dance lessons,
Right.
all kinds of those. But when I was about 12 or 13, I went to see Annie when it first came out, and I got really inspired. And so my mom got me a guitar, and I started singing with the guitar. And then I ended up taking piano lessons and voice lessons, and it kind of just went from there all through high school. I'm being really involved with the theater in high school and all my different lessons.
So I'm assuming your parents supported you in your career path.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Yeah, I mean, they kind of were hoping I would be a little practical on the same token, you know, and maybe do something else along with studying theater and music. But they were really behind me and believed in me, and so I was able to really keep going with it as I got older.
Where did you study theater?
Well, I initially had a scholarship to study piano at Cal State Northridge, and it was a very intense program, and I was also singing and doing theater, and I just didn't feel ready to commit to that. So I decided to just take classes, and I went to classes in Hollywood, and I did some junior college, and I moved to New York for a while and auditioned and did some shows there.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really fun, great experience. And did shows in Hollywood and just kind of educated myself that way for a while, kind of accumulating college credits as I went along and learned from some really great teachers.
Have you acted in any shows lately?
Well, when I was younger, I was in a whole bunch of musicals, and then I took a long break when I had kids, and then recently I was in Fiddler on the Roof with Performance Theater for Young Artists. I was a guest artist because it's a great theater group in Ventura at the Poinsettia Pavilion for kids of all ages, and so they invited me to be in the show, and I had a wonderful time. It was a great experience.
Why did you decide to go back to teaching?
Well, when I was in New York and I was acting, I had already been teaching and running my own little musical theater workshops, and I really missed the kids, and I really missed teaching. And it was kind of all I could think about while I was out there auditioning. Then I just really started to feel like, wow, if my heart is really back with the kids, then maybe I'm not following the right path. So I ended up coming back to California from New York and starting a musical theater workshop in the Valley, which is now thrived into this huge workshop called Golden Performing Arts Center, and they do major musicals on a really big professional stage out there. And so I moved to Ventura, so I left that behind, but I've been doing shows like that on a smaller scale since I came out here.
Great. What age groups did you teach?
Well, actually, right now I'm teaching from preschool all the way through high school age. So there's great things about every group. The preschoolers will just have their mind open to everything, and they'll do anything, try any activity, and there's just great things about every age.
What schools do you teach at?
Right now I'm teaching at Citrus Glen. I teach music there, and it's a wonderful place to work. I love it there. And sometimes I teach at the Sarah School, Junipero Sarah. I teach drama at Poinsettia through the city of Ventura, which has some wonderful programs as well. And some preschools and different places like that, so kind of all over the place.
What programs do they have?
Well, Citrus Glen has a very wonderful music program. They really have a lot of music going on there. So I teach kindergarten through second grade there, and everybody gets to come to music once a week all year long, which is great. And at Poinsettia, they have an after-school drama program, and we work on a musical.
Great. How do you reach out to those kids who aren't quite as interested in music?
That's a good question. That definitely happens sometimes because at some of the schools, the kids sign up for the class, and then other schools I work at, they go to the class whether they want to or not. And most of them really like it, but there's always a few who are kind of wondering what it is I'm trying to do up there with my maraca. So I try to really tap into things that they're interested in. Like right now I'm doing a musical activity using Star Wars music. Last year I did a whole pirate themed thing with Pirates of the Caribbean music, and that seems to really get children who aren't really as interested right in. We do a lot of Beatles songs with them too. They really like that. So just trying to figure out what would interest them, kind of bring them in.
So what do you enjoy most about exposing the children to the things that you're passionate about?
Well, for one thing, it's great creativity for me because I can really just create whatever kind of lesson I want, which is a wonderful freedom that I have. And so it's really fun for me. And then the other thing is, which is the best part of it, is just reaching out to kids that are maybe a little shy and inhibited and seeing them become very confident through music and through drama. That is hands down the best part.
That's wonderful. So what else do you do in your spare time?
Well, I have 2 daughters who are also involved in theater, and so I get to go watch them rehearse or watch them perform. And I also write, so I'm an aspiring writer of young adult novels, so I do some writing and just try to keep up with the house and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
Well, I'd just like to be doing even more of what I'm doing now and just teaching even more kids, finding more ways to work with just more children, and I'm going to be getting my credential. I'm working on that, so hopefully that'll help me, to have more jobs, more children to work with, and so I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I really love it.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Is there any way people can contact you for more information?
Absolutely. I'm going to be doing some musical theater camps in the summer, so people, if they're interested, could reach me at my email, which is Covault, COV as in Victor, AULT, @yahoo.com.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Laura.
Thank you.
I'm Hannah King, and that is all we have on Our Ventura TV today. So I'll see you next time.